Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m. Fighting Colorado's fentanyl crisis. Lawmakers push for harsher punishments for possession.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta. A bill aimed at putting fentanyl dealers in jail moves forward at our state capitol, but not without some controversial changes.
Plus, waiting weeks for an unemployment check.
I've basically been burning through my savings.
Contact Denver 7 works to get answers as the Labor Department deals with a huge backlog of claims.
And the future of the Adams 14 school district will be decided today. We're learning how one local school with a troubled record was able to correct its course.
We have a really nice balance of high expectations and love and compassion.
Yeah, it isn't always about the books, but it is a big day for families in the Adams 14 district as they try to turn things around there. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Temperatures across the Front Range are warming back up today. That's the good news, but not really good hair day weather here, Lisa. We still have these winds.
Yeah, throw it in a ponytail. You're right. And fire danger remains still very high in spots. It's going to be warmer today, you're right, but still windy. We're likely going to see wind gusts right around 40 to about 50 miles per hour, and a number of red flag warnings now in effect that cover the metro area, stretching east there along I-70 and again all of southeastern Colorado, where it's actually going to be quite a bit warmer again, back down into the 70s it looks like, up over the southeastern corner of the state. So your fresh air forecast does warm up a little bit faster today. We're going to see temperatures back into, it looks like, the low 50s here by midday, and then a good 10 degrees on top of that between 4 and 5 o'clock. We have Denver and Highlands Ranch both at 60, more 30s in the mountains today, Boulder 58, and in Parker 57. So it is going to be a pretty pleasant afternoon, but windy. Coming up, we're going to take a look at when things are going to calm down. We'll have a full look at your weekend, your Easter weekend forecast here on the Super 7 Day.
And right now I want to start with a split screen of some different conditions for us along I-70. One's out to the east, one's out to the west. This is going to be the drive right near the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels. Now you can see some slop and some slush out here. The conditions will improve as the day wears on, get some sunshine on there, and we'll start to see some of these roadways improve and dry out. But right now it's still pretty slick in spots, and Loveland Pass is closed. We have this crash with a semi eastbound I-70 near Watkins, and you can see that we have just the right lane open. So now with enough traffic, it's actually starting to slow down, which is good because people are screaming in there and almost hitting those officers. Take a look at the one crash we have over in Aurora on the southbound side of I-225, right by Parker Road. From my Twitter feed, you can see the picture right now that shows that the left side and the right side is where this crash has been split, but traffic is able to actually get through there for now until the rescue squad gets there, and then it will start slowing down, but the drive time really not reflective of any slowing just yet from Parker Road.
Thank you, Jason. A bill hoping to cut down on fentanyl deaths is now moving forward in our state capitol, but not without some changes first. For some perspective, all it takes is this tiny amount of fentanyl to kill someone. We circled it compared to a penny. That is just 2 milligrams. The amounts being debated are thousands times more at the state capitol. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us live with details on an amendment that would lower that threshold for felony possession.
Well, now that fentanyl bill is slightly different, Colorado lawmakers actually made it more punishing by approving an amendment that would make the possession of 1 gram or more than 1 gram of fentanyl a felony. So the bill previously had the limit of 4 grams. The amendment to the bill was approved after nearly 14 hours long of discussion about it. There was a lot of unsatisfaction from this change. Addiction experts, doctors, advocates for racial justice in the legal system, and others, they were very much against this change. Many said they don't want to go back to incarcerating people with drug problems. Meantime, some police officers and district attorneys, they were very much on that opposite side, arguing that any possession of fentanyl should be a felony. They wanted a zero tolerance policy here. So there were 3 other amendments made to the bill, though there are likely more changes to come as it continues making its way through the legislature. And of course, we'll keep you updated on those as it does make its way through there. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Veronica. More than 4,000 people in Denver have been waiting on their orders of free naloxone for weeks now. Well, the city says it finally has the medication and it is ready to ship it. A combination of surge in demand and distribution issues from suppliers led to the current backlog. The city health department says it saw around 4,500 orders for naloxone in February and March alone, compared to just 500 orders in the past 5 months.
So folks will start receiving their things. We're really excited about that. We are so thrilled that everyone wants to carry Narcan and learn how to check their drugs and make sure that people in their communities are safe.
So if you live in Denver and would like to carry naloxone or Narcan, we have a link to the city's request form on thedenverchannel.com. We do have an update to some breaking news we brought you yesterday morning. A Wheat Ridge police officer is recovering from surgery today after he was stabbed multiple times. Officer Alan Fisher has been with the department for 20 years. He was responding to a report of a suspicious U-Haul truck at the Prospect RV park when a man inside the truck stabbed him. Another officer was there and able to take the suspect into custody and provide medical care until paramedics arrived. The 29-year-old suspect will face charges of attempted murder and first-degree assault.
Today, the State Board of Education will talk about the future of the Adams 14 school district. The district will present its plan for improvement. If the board rejects the plan, the district could be reorganized, which means schools there would go under separate districts, or Adams City High School could even close. Adams 14 has been struggling for more than a decade now. It received the state's 2 lowest performance ratings every year since 2010. Only 2 out of 10 students in the district read at grade level. 1 in 10 students is where they should be in math. And its 4-year graduation rate has been well below the state average. Turning a school around, though, can be hard work, but we know it can be done. Between 2016 and 2019, Eagleton Elementary in Denver went from having low performance ratings to meeting state standards. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford visited the school to find out how they did it. Jessica.
Well, really, Nicole, they say that it wasn't easy and also that it wasn't all about academics. They tell me that environment and restorative justice both played roles here.
Bienvenidos a las familias de Eagleton.
Welcoming students to Denver's Eagleton Elementary for learning and fun.
I played with my friends and studied a lot.
Gael Galvan is a 3rd grader at the Title I school. As recently as 2016 and 2018, the school was on a priority improvement plan, meaning the Colorado Department of Education found it was falling short of state expectations for students in some areas.
Estoy muy emocionada porque el lunes, el 24 de agosto, es el primer día de escuela.
Principal Janine Dillabaugh says truly connecting with students online and in person was one way the school was able to move the needle towards progress.
When students walk into our building, they are greeted by at least 2 to 3 staff members, and that is before they even walk through the front door of their classroom.
The school also making strides to being trauma-informed, bringing in a restorative justice approach coordinator to work with students facing behavioral issues.
Restorative approach is based on relationships. So they know that if the students did something wrong in the building, they need to sit down and have a process or have a conversation with Mr. Simmons in my office. And we're gonna get to the bottom of things, and we're gonna teach and reteach these kids those skills they're missing and the school grounds.
The approach to academics changed too.
We have worked to really ground teachers in the standards, unpacking standards, knowing what the standards require of their instruction so that they're providing grade level rigorous work for our students.
In 2019, it appears those choices paid off. The school was in the green, meeting expectations on the majority of performance metrics. Students were also really enjoying certain subjects.
Writing and science.
But students like Gael are more than just numbers and colors on a school rating system.
I think one of the most amazing things about Eagleton is that we have a really nice balance of high expectations and love and compassion.
Colorado school students are taking some of their state assessments throughout this month. Schools like Eagleton are really hoping that they can keep their performances strong after ratings were paused for 2 years due to the pandemic. Live in downtown Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
It's going to be another windy afternoon. Right now, you're stepping out the door to some pretty calm conditions, but take a look at our wind gusts right now up and through the foothills, around 20 to near 50 miles per hour. Down here in town, we're going to see gusts around 45 miles per hour. It does get warmer, and it's going to get calmer this weekend. Some really pretty weather. I'll show you what to expect for those Easter sunrise services coming up.
Going over to southwest Denver right now, and Air Tracker 7 was checking out a report of a structure fire. It was called out near Florida and King Street, which is going to be just a few blocks west of Federal. You see the Denver Denver Fire Department there. This is the first time I'm seeing it as well. And you can see some of the smoke coming up from the building there. So we'll get a better look at it. Obviously, we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have Florida closed down. Federal will be open for us, but they have their hands full right now with some smoke coming from that building. So we'll keep you updated on this situation as the rest of the drive looks not too bad. We'll have those drive times coming up in just a minute.
Thank you, Jason. If you're out of work, money quickly becomes a major problem. Denver 7 is getting answers about a months-long backlog for Colorado's unemployment program.
And you have one more weekend to get your taxes done. We'll tell you why the IRS is rejecting some e-files this year.